Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Is a beautiful, talented young lady who is a boss in her own right. You can catch her on Love and Hip Hop New York. Even though she spends a lot of time in the ATL. Y'all make some noise for Yandy!
You know, this is my second home. I love being here. I love ATL. I love coming up here. You guys are like my cousins now.
I feel like your cousin too, honey, because, you know, every time I see you, honey, you're always giving us fabulosity. You know what I need, honey, to see you. And I definitely appreciate it.
I definitely have to come here, sitting next to you, with some fabulosity for sure.
Yeah, as they would say, like, I guess, like in Beverly Hills, she's a kept woman.
No, I'm a woman that works hard.
Yeah.
I wish I was kept. I ain't kept enough.
Okay, so maybe I always misinterpreted what it meant, but like you always keep up the look. Like I've never seen you in a place of lack.
Somebody taking care.
Somebody taking care of you. You being kept.
So let me throw. She's a well-kept woman.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
We've rebottled it, repackaged it.
And now let's sell it. Let's make some money off it.
Hell yeah. So, you know, the Love and Hip Hop New York franchise is stronger than ever.
Yeah.
And outside of that, gotta commend you on the activism that we saw you taking part in with my son.
Yeah.
And who else was out there?
Tamika Mallory, Jamility Davis. It's so funny because I do this all the time. I was out here when we were, boycotting Houston's. I flew out for that. I go to DC all the time. This is something that's a part of who I am. But I guess it takes you getting pepper spray for people to actually, pepper sprayed and thrown to the ground for people to actually take notice of it. You know, things that are going to affect my children, things that are going to affect the people after me, I care about.
And well, if we could rewind it back just a little bit for those who don't know what happened, break it down for us, please.
So there was a situation that I saw on Instagram, actually on Sean King's page. And it was these prisoners banging on the window. And the reason why they were banging on the window was because they had no heat. They had no hot water. They hadn't been fed a warm meal in over a week. When I got there, I learned that they also were being denied visits. I also learned that they were being denied phone calls. And this had been going on for 9 days. So what we decided, we got on the phone after we saw that post. We got on the phone midnight. Myself, Tamika, Jamility Davis, and my son. And we said, what are we going to do? We cannot be out here representing people that don't have voices and leave them out. You know, and this is a detention center. I saw so many people saying, oh, they're convicts, they're criminals. They deserve that. First of all, it's a detention center where there are so many people in there just awaiting trial that have not been proven guilty. But even if you're in that prison, you were not sentenced to torture, you were not sentenced to death, and you were not sentenced to not have the basic human rights. So for that, I was like, we're going to occupy the streets until they have heat. So I called a few of my friends. I got on Instagram and I said, listen, we're going to be in these streets. We're going to be cold right with them. We're not going to have hot meals right with them. We're going to sit out here until they get what they need. And, you make a little bit of noise, then you get council members, you get Congress, you get mayors all riled up, and there was a video that went viral of me because the night we stayed there, the first night, the next day, the mayor said that, we delivered blankets, we delivered warmers. So we were excited. I got on my Instagram. I'm like, yes, we stayed out all night. They have warmers, but we want the lights on, we want to make sure the heat comes on. So we're going back out there again. So I'm on the mic and I'm like, I'm excited, guys. Have you got the warmers? And they're knocking, and I'm like, wait, if you did not get the warmers and the blankets, stop knocking. Silence. Wow. And I'm like, if you did not get the blankets that were sent from the mayor's office, don't knock. Silence. These are 1,600 or so inmates that have been knocking all night to bring awareness to what they're going through. When we heard that silence out there, I got so emotional because I'm like, y'all lied. You got me posting on my page that these people are getting their basic needs, warmth. But it's a lie. You lied to us. There were so many congressmen and council people coming up there like, we got them, we delivered the blankets. And you actually see video footage that I posted on my page of all these boxes coming in the back of the prison. It was delivered, but it was never distributed.
Really?
You know.
And I read somewhere, so is that the detention center that Mendices, is he there?
No.
Because they were saying you out there protesting
No.
because Mendices was in there and you wanted him to get a blanket.
No.
So
No.
that's not so.
My husband is not there.
Like he's in prison.
He is. No, actually he's in a camp.
Okay, like halfway house kind of thing.
He's not a halfway house. He's in a camp. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily about him. It was about the people. These are people's husbands. These are people's fathers. These are people's sons. You know, and I feel like if I'm going to represent a community of voices that are unheard, I gotta represent all. You know, and no, my family wasn't directly affected by that particular prison, but somebody's was.
Well, which one of the council persons maced you? Who maced you?
It was an officer.
Really?
It was an officer, yeah. It was a federal officer in the building. And what happened was there was a mother who there was a guy in the window saying, "My name is DeAndre." I think his name was DeAndre. "I think my mother's out here." And he's screaming out the window, no shirt on. And they were on the mic like, "Is DeAndre's mother out here? Is his mother out here? Where's his mother?" And she's like, "That's me. That's my son. That's me." She runs up, gets the bullhorn, and she's talking to her son. And she's like, "Son, are you okay?" He's like, "No, mommy, I'm not okay." He's like, "This is torture, mommy. They torture and I don't have..." Mind you, all we see is the waist up. And he's hanging onto this gate. No shirt on. So she's like, "Baby, I'm here. I'm here." And he's like, "Do you have blankets? Do you have water?" He's like, "No." She's like, "Where's your clothes?" She's like, "They took them." And then you just see him get yanked from the window. So this mother starts crying, and it's so crazy because I have my phone out, like of her communicating with her son through the window. And then I have my phone, and she's like, no. She starts crying, and she's like, "Not my son. No. They're going to kill my son." And she starts to walk inside the prison. And then I see other gentlemen going behind her. But as a woman, as a mother myself, I felt her pain. I empathized with what she was going through. So I was like, "Oh no, let me go in behind her," because I'm a mother too. I would be ready to kick down somebody's door.
Absolutely.
And people to get to my child if I thought he was being tortured. So I went in there to console her and also tell her, like, let's use our brains here. I know what you're going through. But we were met with so much aggression. We were met with so much hostility. And we were just like, why is her son being tortured? Why is he saying he's being tortured? You know, he didn't get sentenced to torture. And then all these officers started running out. They had the spray cans or whatever. I didn't even actually see the spray can. All I know is I just started coughing. And then when they threw me out, they also threw the can behind me. And that's how I knew that I got in pepper spray, because they threw the can at us. It was insane. It was unfortunate because we just wanted to organize something peaceful to bring awareness to the situation. And
they went above and beyond the necessary, measures to like try to subdue y'all. It was a peaceful protest, and y'all was and like, how could anyone from the outside look at that and see what was wrong?
And we were there at that point. We had been there for 2 days in the cold, from Friday to Saturday, and that happened Sunday morning. We were there, and we were freezing. We were without sleep. I had my daughter with me for a portion of it, so I had to go home to take her home, and then I came back, but I was sleep deprived, but I was still there. Like, just have some respect.
Well, we appreciate you for thugging it out and doing that, because, you're definitely in a place where typically people wouldn't expect you to do that, but because you have the platform you have, y'all made a difference. Yeah. And shout out to my son as well for always being... He never goes with the flow of popular opinion.
No.
You know what I mean? And he's an OG for that. And, as a dude who's also done time, too, I know he understands.
Absolutely.
So shout out to that.